What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Second Street. I hope you're all having a very good day today here on Wednesday, March 3rd. It's New Comic Book Wednesday, and I want to know from you, what's on your comic book pull list this week, guys? Are you heading out to the comic shop to pick up some new comics? Are you just getting ready for work? Are you going to buy digital comics? Maybe you don't like physical copies like I do. Plenty of people don't have time for all of that. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Like I said, it is New Comic Book Wednesday, and we've got a bunch of great comic books to talk about. Now, on Monday, I was talking about some of those books already that are coming out for the week, and I did some reviews on those. First one was Undone by Blood, or The Other Side of Eden. This book is Volume 2 of Undone by Blood. This book has already been optioned to become a TV show by Norman Reedus' Big Bald Head Productions. And I thought issue number 1 here of volume 2 was very good. That I talked about it on Monday, and that video is shot. It should be the video will be dropping here, the review by itself, so you don't have to watch the live stream a little bit probably later today here on the channel. But also, Vault Comics got some great books coming out from there as well. We've got Resonance issue number 8 that I talked about on Monday as well. This review will be dropping on the channel as well in case you didn't check it on Monday. Resonance, we are halfway through volume 2 of this series, and I've got to tell you guys, I absolutely love this series. I cannot wait for the next 2 issues, and I say that saying just because I want to read them, not because the series is coming to an end, because it has been a very, very great series so far. The other one I talked about and reviewed on Monday was The Plot, issue number 8, being published by Vault Comics, another one of my favorite publishers out there. And guys, I'm telling you, this series finale here was really, really good. Again, I am sad to see this one come to an end, and you know, I think it gave us a pretty good ending to the series overall. But again, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you have read either one of those or any of these books yet, if you've been out to your local comic book shop, and you know, if what your anticipation level is for reading these books. Again, like I said, I thought they were really good. Just some excellent books. Vault Comics doing a great job with a lot of their books, and even Aftershock Comics, man, I have really enjoyed a lot of the books that they've been putting out on Aftershock Comics. They just have a way of doing like these unique stories with like these thriller and horror elements. Like sometimes you think you know what's going to happen, and then you kind of don't. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for those books that I have already talked about. Got a few other issues here we're going to go ahead and get into and do some reviews on here for you guys as well. The first one I want to talk about here is Chariot, issue number 1, being written by Brian Edward Hill. This book has art by Priscilla Patrites. I hope I pronounced that right. And it's got colors by Mark Lesko, and it is lettered by And World Design. Jeff DeCall is the cover artist here, and Mike Diodato is the variant cover. I'll show you that cover I've got right there. That's the one right there. I did pick up the variant cover as well, which is this book right here. You can see that cover right there on your screen. Now, the thing about this book is I really enjoyed this book. I'm not going to spoil this book, but I've got to tell you, this book has some absolutely great art in it. What's that name? Priscilla Patrites doing a freaking fantabulous job on this. Like, I'm not sure how well you can see some of that, but some of this line work, that art there and everything in the faces, absolutely great stuff. Here, let me get a couple more pages in here. I want to show you guys some of it. Just like this art style that Priscilla here has in this book is just beautiful. I mean, look at some of that detail. Like, you can see this guy and this girl right there. Like, the lady they have right there, dude. I'm telling you, the art in this book is freaking great. I really do enjoy the art in this book. Like, some of the detail and stuff that has gone into this. Again, this girl, this woman, Priscilla Patrati, is just doing a great job with the art on here. Just really good stuff. Like I said, I like the amount of detail and everything in this book. Mark Lesko's colors did really good job here as well. Even the lettering, like, this is one of those books that seems like it's going to be a really good book, and the team here together seems like they are definitely a team working together. As always in these AWA UPSHOT books, they have this preview here in the back where they've got kind of letters from the writers and the creators of this book. Chariot, an excellent book. I would suggest going to check this one out. It kind of reminds me of, you know what, it's like, it's great. It's got this feel. It kind of reminds me of, like, remember that movie The Wraith? Remember with Charlie Sheen, and like he was that car that, like, you know, he would go out in there, he'd race and he'd get in wrecks, he'd crash, the car would get all jacked up and he'd kill bad guys, but then like he would just kind of reform and, you know, he was all good again. This really does kind of remind me of that, but we've also got this story of this man and his family, where his son has an illness and, you know, he's in the hospital and he has to, you know, kind of unexpected, and you can see this man isn't exactly on the up and up. He has a history. He is a felon, and, you know, just all those kinds of things, kind of just setting this world up in this book. And I'm telling you, I thought it was really good. Now, the other thing is, like, where it's kind of like the Wraith, this car in this movie, or in this book, is almost, it kind of reminds me of Kit also. Yeah, like Knight Rider. So imagine like Knight Rider meets the Wraith, meets, I don't know, a guy that's down on his luck, that has to rise up to the occasion to do some good things for his kid. Very good book, very good setup here in this issue number 1. Again, Brian Edward Hill is a great writer. Some of the books that I have read of his, and I cannot wait to read issue number 2 of this book. I can't wait for it. I honestly, I don't know what to say enough when it comes to those kinds of things. But let me know. Oh, dang it! Come on. There we go. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read Chariot, if you're looking forward to it, and all of your thoughts down in the comments below. I would greatly like to hear all of the things that you may have to say about it. Again, it's on AWA UPSHOT. They have been doing a great job with a lot of the titles that they have been putting out, which is going to bring me to my next to the next book that I want to talk about here, and that is going to be Casual Fling, issue number 2, written by Jason Starr, art by Dalibor Talajic, and colored by, once again, Mark Lesko. And this one has letters by Steve Wands. And I've got to tell you, the cover artist there is Danny. And Casual Fling, again, is another one of these books. It's kind of like it's like, you know, you got this woman who she's got a professional job. Her husband has a job too, but he's stay at home. He's doing some freelance work. You know, just a lot of things have kind of happened. You know, he's kind of the stay at home dad. The mom is the busy working, how would you say, professional. And she ends up going and having a one night stand one night with this man, and she is. It's a really delicate situation, as you could imagine, with something like that. She's kind of forthright with who she is with this man and everything. One thing leads to another. Well, he ends up kind of getting, I would just say, really falling for her, and he kind of starts stalking her, kind of like a fatal attraction, and it's very good. In this, I'll show you some of the art in here by Dalibor Talajic. Man, that does some great job there on the art as well. I do like the art that he does in a lot of the books that I have read. Just some really great stuff here. I'll show you let's see if I can show you guys just a little bit more here without giving away too much out of this story. Well, here's another good scene here as well, where her and her husband go out for a night, and you can see a little bit of this. Again, very good story. Here's the one thing I will say about Casual Fling and Jason Starr and his writing style. His writing style is really good. I like the stories that he tells and the conversations that his characters have. It seems really grounded and it seems really realistic, kind of built in this world that we sort of, I don't know, that you can sort of feel these feel like real people, real conversations, real situations, and everything in this book. Altogether, I've got to say once again, I think this book is really good. I think it's one that you guys should definitely check out if you want to read something like that. If that tickles your fancy, if you're into reading books about, I don't know, marriage problems and issues and just stuff like that. I think it's a very good book. Again, on AWA UPSHOT, another one of my favorite publishers, coming out of last year. They've only been around for just right at about a year right now, and they have been doing a great job. They even had Bad Mother release Volume 1 released on trade paperback this week as well. But let me know down in the comments below if you have gotten a chance to read Casual Fling, or if it sounds like something that you might be into. Again, like I said, I thought it was a book that I think is very good, very worth your time to go and check out. But let me know if you've read it down in the comments below and what you thought about it. Now, moving on to get into the next book that I have here, and that is Fear Case on Dark Horse Comics, issue number 2. This book is being written by Matt Kindt. It's got art by Tyler and Hillary Jane. I almost said Hyler and Tillery. Tyler Jenkins is doing the art. Colors is done by his wife, Hillary Jenkins. And let's see here. It doesn't really say who is the letterer on this book either, which is really kind of weird. Maybe they're doing the lettering on this book as well. Now, Fear Case is a great book because what this is kind of, it reminds me of this book. Like, what you've got here is you've got this case that's going around, and there's these people on the case from the government. What they're doing is they're tracking this case down, and like it's this case that curses the person who gets it, and you have to give it to the person that you hate the most in the world. And inside this case, you don't want to look inside it. So if you don't give this case to the person that you hate most in the world, what happens is, I believe, it ends up killing you, and it ends up passing itself on to the person that you love the most. So you either have to give it to the person that you hate or the person that you love, or it reverts to the person that you love the most. Very cool setup in issue number 1. Here in issue number 2, we kind of see that same thing where there's these investigators who are being put on this case, and this started in issue 1. These investigators who, when they get onto these new people on this case, they have to take this case on, and you're only on it for a year. It's almost like an initiation, sort of, and you can see there are people who have been on this case throughout, for at least a couple of different cases. People have been on this case, a couple different partners, and here you see them, this last group, these last couple of guys on this case trying to solve it. It's their last couple of days before they have to hand it off to the newbies on the case, and I'm telling you, they're hot on the tracks of tracking down this fear case. Tracking down this fear case. You can check out some of the art there by Hillary and Tyler and Hillary Jenkins. I keep calling. I want to call her first, but she's the color artist. She's the artist. You can see a lot of this stuff here. Very great horror stuff going on in here, but this book isn't necessarily all about the gore and all of the horror. As you can see here, like I said, some of this art here, I wouldn't say it's unsettling, but it matches this tone. Again, Tyler and Hillary Jenkins did the art last year on King of Nowhere on Boom Studios, and I'm telling you, I really do like the work there. It got like this gritty feel to it, and like, I don't know, like it really fits the stories that they're telling here. Again, I apologize about some of the glare on there, but definitely a very good book Definitely worth, definitely I think worth your time to check out. But let me know down in the comments below if you have read Fear Case and what you have thought of it. Again, I think Matt Kindt is a pretty damn good writer. The books that I have read by him have been very good, and the Jenkins and their art style, it just seems to fit a lot of the books that they take on, which just kind of makes sense. You wouldn't want to be an artist and take on a job doing something that you don't think you can do or you're not really into. Again, I thought Fear Case is a good book, definitely worth checking out. And Dark Horse Comics has really been doing a great job here, it seems, lately, with getting out more original titles where they do have some of those licensed products and stuff as well. I think they've got a couple of those licensed properties, but here they've been doing a really good job here since the comeback of the comic book industry last year after the shutdown. They've been doing a very good job with the books that they are putting out. There's several series that have been coming out on Dark Horse that I really do like. One that should be coming out, I think, later this month, maybe next month, called Everything 2. Also written by Christopher Cantwell, Ian J. Colbert. I cannot wait to read Everything 2. Everything 1 was very good. But anyway, guys, let me know what you thought. If you had a chance to read Fear Case, down in the comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Or even if it's something that sounds interesting, you let me know all those thoughts down in the comments below. Now, getting on into the next book that I want to talk about here, Berserker. Issue number 1 is finally here. This book has finally hit the shelves of local comic book shops. It seems like it's been a long time waiting. This book was first solicited in August of last year. It was supposed to release in October. But lo and behold, by the time they solicited October's issue number 3 of Berserker, they already had some issues and it was already known that it was going to be delayed. Now, there's a whole lot of things surrounding Berserker here. A whole lot of people have different feelings about this book. You can see the different covers right there. Because one of the things Boom Studios did was they went out and they ran a crowdfunding campaign for this book. The crowdfunding campaign was for the trade paperbacks of this book. Now, they are going to be released before those of us who are going to our local comic book shops we'll be able to read them through your LCS before they ever become available through that Kickstarter. Now, a lot of people were, had some thoughts because, they did this Kickstarter. They're a big company. They shouldn't be doing it. Keanu Reeves is a big name. He should have the money for doing this, right? But a lot of the people who complain about these kinds of things, if you ask me, they probably aren't the most business savvy and don't know about those kinds of things. Look, just because there's a company, and just because Keanu Reeves is famous and all that stuff, and he might have money, don't mean that he's not a small creator. He's never done a comic book on his own that I know of. He's co-writing this one with Matt Kindt. Again, we got that name there. Matt Kindt, once again, just like we were talking about in the last one. But Berserker here is being co-written by Keanu Reeves and Matt Kindt. It's illustrated by Ron Garney. Now, Ron Garney is an artist that was brought on board originally for this series. It was supposed to be another artist, I believe Alessandro Vitti. I was talking about that on Monday as well. And they switched to Ron Garney. And I got to tell you, I think they made a very good decision, just judging from the art that I've seen in the solicits for that issue number 1. And then seeing Ron Garney's art, I think it was a very good transition they made here. Bill Crabtree is the colorist, and Clem Robbins is the letterer. This cover is by Raphael Grandpa. I don't know. I'll show you those names right there, so you can get a look at that. And go ahead and take a look at some of this, some of the art here. Ron Garney's art. This art right here was actually shown on the Kickstarter. On the Kickstarter for some of the preview art here. I'll show you a little bit more here of some of this art. Just really great stuff here. I like this style. I like this gritty feel that Ron Garney brings to this title. I think this is going to be a very good series. Very violent, very action-packed. Now, I will say this first issue doesn't have a whole lot of words in it. There's not a whole lot of dialogue until you get a little over halfway through the series, as we're kind of just really being introduced to this character and what his deal is. Again, Keanu Reeves is the main character in this story, but what we learn is that this character here, Berserker, has lived for thousands of years, and he's missing some of his memories, and he's got not necessarily mutant healing factor or anything like that, but you can see that he does heal his body and things like that, but there are issues with his memories and some of those kinds of things. So it's a story that is it feels very much like Wolverine, and I know Keanu Reeves has been fan cast as Wolverine for a long time. People wanted to see all that kind of stuff, but here that's kind of what we're getting in Berserker, is this soldier who looks like working for the government, and he is helping them track down their bad guys and helping execute them, and they are trying to help him regain his memories as well in this book. Altogether, I have to say, man, Berserker issue number 1 is excellent. The art in this book, Ron Garnies' art, which was really good, fits the tone that this story is trying to tell. Again, these big panels, this big art in this book, it looks really, really nice. Altogether, I've got to say, Berserker issue number 1, well worth the wait. Well worth the wait, considering we got Ron Garney here doing the art, who is an artist who's been around for a while. I'm not super familiar with a lot of his work, but the art in this book I thought was really good, really fitting, and really fits this story that we're going to be getting. And I am telling you, this thing is going to be an action-packed book. And whew, man, I'm telling you, if issue number 1 is any indication of what we're going to be getting out of this series, we're in for a very great ride here with this story and this book being published by Boom Studios Comics. But let me know down in the comments below if you have read Berserker, if you plan to read it, and what your thoughts are down in the comments below. But that's all I have for these comic books that I have to review here for you this morning. Like I said, on Monday we did talk about several of these issues as well. Another thing I did end up picking up, again, I will be dropping my comic book pull list video here a little bit later today, or we can, I can tag it here on the end of the show if you guys want to see it. One of the things I did end up getting to is this Dead End Kids Suburban Job issue number 2. It was a little bit late getting here. I think this came out like 2 weeks ago. Was it last week? Maybe 2 weeks ago. I think it was last week, as a matter of fact. But I still haven't got issue number 1 yet. Not sure if there was some delays, some mix-ups on there or whatnot. Believe me when I say it's not the LCS. They're pretty good about ordering all the stuff that I order. And, when I put them on my pull list and stuff. But, yeah, man, I was pretty excited to get that in. Also, something else I picked up while I was at the shop is this. I picked up The Matrix. This is volume 2 of The Matrix comics. I picked this up because, guys, I love The Matrix. Yes, I like the first one. I like the second one, and I like the third one. They're all good movies. Now, are there things about, especially number 2, that are kind of, yeah, of course. I mean, we all know the Yabba Dabba scene, we're all sitting there doing the clubbing and the Yabba Dabba, and they're all doing the little dancey thing. I believe me, I won't confess to know what that was all about, but I will say that I thought, I think all the movies are very good. The Matrix comics here, this one actually has 12 different stories in here, 12 different writers, 12 different artists, and all that kinds of stuff. And I picked this up because I was like, man, I like The Matrix, and I've seen this setting at the LCS for a while. This is volume 2. What I also, I actually had them order in this new one. They had I believe it was a 20th anniversary edition come out not too long ago. It was solicited in December, and it just came out. What's really weird is it was solicited in December, and it said that the release date was like actually back in like 2019. So I'm not sure what the deal is. Maybe they just kind of resolicited it altogether. Maybe they had some copies sitting around the office and they had to dust them off and get them out. But the book I ordered, it has volume 1 and volume 2 together in there. So I'll be getting that. But this one, so far, it looks like it's got some great art in there and some good writers and everything in that book. But like I said, I like The Matrix, so, can't wait to get this and read it, and then get the other one that's got volume 1 and 2 in it together and read as well. Now, another thing, guys, I wanted to talk about before we get in and say what's up to you all in the comments is just yesterday, I was talking last week how I had just gotten Anthrax's For All Kings album in. Just one of those ones I just hadn't ordered. You know, I've listened to it, been listening to it for a while. I had the digital, you know, been listening to it. Absolutely love Anthrax. One of my favorite bands ever. But yeah, they had, oh look, I even got like the Thraxogram tattooed on me. Look at that. Yeah, see that? Yeah. Yeah, Anthrax. But anyway, they actually just re-released "We Come for You All" on disc just recently. It just came out yesterday. As a matter of fact, I just got this. But I was wondering what's going on here. What's with the reissue? It's got a couple of bonus tracks on there, and I really like this album. This is a really great album. This album actually came out around a time when I probably needed it. Around a time when I probably needed to hear the words, the lyrics, the songs, the music, and everything. I can remember those days. It was shortly, well, it was shortly after, like my father had passed away. I'd gotten a DUI and all kinds of stuff. It was like things were kind of going crazy in my life at the time when this album actually came out. But again, one of my favorite albums. John Bush singing on this one before Joey Belladonna came back to sing on with the band. Just a really great book, or a really great album here. I'm used to talking about comic books. A really great album here, and cannot wait to get it. Speaking of which, something else that just recently came out, Z2 Comics is getting ready to release Among the Living. I believe it's a comic book. I'm not sure how thick it's going to be, but I just recently, I think it was just solicited this month, and I cannot wait to get that in. I seen they did like some sort of crowdfunding thing not too long ago for that as well, where they had all kinds of merch and stuff up there where you could go buy it, but I can't wait to get that in. Whew, you guys, like I said, I love Anthrax. Can't wait to get into that, but anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into the live comments here and see what you all are saying. Saying here in the live chats. We've got my man Lord Veedo here. How are you doing, my man? He says I'm barely awake. I know, man. Those all night, those staying up all night, man. Those overnight shifts. You can't do it. You got, dude, get it. I don't know. I won't say get a new job. Hey, at least you have a job. Shit, it's better than some people are doing. ReeferMan Reviews is here. What is up, my brother? He says I'm fixing to go on a small road trip to find ENIAC #1 from Bad Idea Comics that comes out today in select stores. Yeah, I think there is one of the LCSs here in the area is going to be getting those. I'll see if I can get them. If not, hey man, their loss. Their loss. I'm honestly not that worried about it. If it's one of those, like, I get it. The company has their thing, like they're trying to grow, you know, not trying to do the whole thing. But like, look, if you can't just make this available to the shops to order and all that stuff, I can really only care so much. You know what I mean? I can really only care so much. If they're not going to make it on digital, available on digital and all that stuff for me to be able to buy, just like, you obviously don't want my money that bad. And I'm not saying you have to pump out a whole bunch of copies more than you can afford and all that stuff, and, you know, all the speculators and all that stuff out there, but like, it's just, what am I supposed to do? If you put out a comic book and it's not available everywhere, then what's the point? You know, I mean, crowdfund the damn thing so I can get a copy of whatever you got to do. Whatever you have to do, but like this whole like pick select stores and all that stuff, like I get it, you know, it kind of makes it a little bit more rare and everybody's going to be clamoring for it. Like to me it feels like a gimmick when I really know that what it is they're a new company trying to come out and do their thing. But it still feels like a gimmick. And it feels like a gimmick of a game that I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play it, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry about it. It's whatever. It's whatever. You don't want me to have your comic book. I'm not going to chase it down. I'm not going to chase it down. But it does sound pretty pretty interesting. May M 2021 or J M 2021. How are you doing? It says you've seen WandaVision episode 8? Absolutely. We watch those. I watch those every Friday morning, and we do a live stream here every Friday morning with my man Chillmonger discussing the episodes. Make sure that you stop if you're not already. Make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime we upload videos or go live, because we do those chats with Chillmonger every Friday morning. And as a matter of fact, after this week's finale, we are probably going to be doing, we've been doing community live streams on Thursdays as well. We're probably going to do a live stream afterward. I'll probably reach out to some different people and do a big live stream, getting some of those people together so we can talk and nerd out about WandaVision, the series, and see, you know, how are we feeling about it. I even seen recently, like, the director or something had come out and said that I think there's going to be some disappointed fans just listening to all these fan theories and everything going on out there. And hey, that sounds like a fair deal to me. I mean, plenty of people, you know, like, that's the thing, is like, we nerds, we get our, you know, by all the speculation and everything, we get our hype, our hopes up, and we get all hyped up, and then something ends up not happening, and it's kind of like, aren't I the dickhead? Remember that Spider-Man trailer that was supposed to drop? Oh man, always funny stuff, man. Always funny stuff. Let's see what else. Jay, I think you watched episode 8 by now. What did you think? Yeah. Absolutely great stuff. Trying to stay up for the morning stream, but I'm mad tired. Go to sleep, man. XR Coon, how are you doing this morning, my man? Yeah, I'm tired too. Slept like ass. Yeah, I slept good. Highly excited for Chariot, dude. Wayne, I think you're gonna really like Chariot, dude. Like, I read it, I was like, dude, this book is freaking great. Like I was excited when I got done reading. I was like, damn, man. Like, I got to the end of it and it was like, dang, like, it's already over? It's already over? Yeah. Demonic car. Not demonic, but definitely has a mind of its own. Definitely has a mind of its own. AWA UPSHOT equals fire. Absolutely. I'm gonna land pretty high right now. Hey man, I hear you. Barely keep my eye. I've been there. You've been so, like, you can't even like keep moving. Like, you're so faded. You're like, dang man, I need to. You're sitting there like this, doing this, and then they still go, dang man. Yeah, like you're so faded. Your contacts get dried up and stick to your eye. Oh man. RC Scott, my man, says I'm stupid enough without weed. Oh man. ReeferMan says I'm waiting on the dispensary to open so I can get my daily dose of sanity. I hear you, man. There's a dispensary not much more than a mile down the street from my house. Yeah, there you go. ReeferMan says I enjoyed the first issue of Casual Fling. I'm so excited for the second issue. Of course, it's an AWA UPSHOT. Absolutely, man. They've been, like I said, they've been killing it. You know as well as I do. They've been killing it, man. They've been killing the game for a year now. Trade waiting for Fear Case. Yeah, fair enough. It'll definitely be worth that trade. It's going to be a good one. RC Scott, when I smoked weed every day, I was a dumbass. Easily surpassed Dixie and LB. RC Scott, you being bad, man. Will Morgan, my man, what is up? Will Morgan, guys, you guys got to go check out Mad at Egg, man. He does some great videos. Can't wait to see more Ninja Turtles Ronin. Dude, I'm telling you, that Ninja Turtles Ronin has been a very good series so far. Very good series. Really enjoying that one. Hi Will, I'd like to buy a Val. Actually, I'd like a solid pay. You funny. Oh man, all in on Berserker. Yeah, it's good, man. Berserker was really good. Louis the 13th, thank you so much for being here. We already have a Berserker manga. Yeah, but I'm sure it's completely different. I cast Keanu Reeves as live action Berserker. Hot take, but I think it would work. Oh man, that's funny. Sylvester M, what is up, my brother? Hope all is going well with you. It says that Matrix comics art looks cool. Yeah, I was gonna say there's they've got different artists throughout it, throughout the series, and very good stuff. One of the things I will say is one of the things that really got me too is Kari Andrews has a story in there, and he's doing Erratic on AWA UPSHOT right now, and that book is freaking great. I love Erratic. And when I seen he was in there, I was like, ooh, I can't wait to get to that story. And of course, the very last story in the book, so I'm going to have to wait to get there, because I'm not going to flip to the back and read it first, even though they're 12 not really interconnected stories. Although maybe I should. I don't know. RC Scott says, Reloaded and Revolutions diminish the first movie. Oh, you're one of those, huh? Like, oh, this movie ruins the first movie. Like, no, it doesn't. Like, the first, you could not watch these other two, and the first movie is not ruined by the other two. I mean, to make those kind of like, yeah, that's like saying, that's like when people talk shit like, oh, the Last Jedi ruined Star Wars. Like, what are you, fucking retarded? Like, how did this movie ruin bullshit that came before it? The movies are still there. They're still in their original form. There's nothing wrong with those movies. They're still there, unaffected by the other thing that came after it. It's just a retarded argument, if you ask me. It's just a retarded argument. Like, it's still there. It's still like, you know, just like I always hear all these comments and shit too about fucking reboots. Oh, I can't believe they're rebooting this movie. They're ruining the fucking movie. Like, dude, like, I'm sorry, but like, the original Indiana Jones is still there. No matter how many times they reboot it, we've still got Harrison Ford Indiana Jones, and there's no amount of movies that are gonna ruin that fucking movie. It's, like I said, it's a fucking retarded argument. You know who you sound like when you make fucking retarded arguments like that? Ooh, I'm not gonna say it, but you know who I'm gonna say. You know who I'm gonna say, only because I want, yeah, you know. The Last Jedi ruined episode 3. It ruined episode 3. I can't watch episode 3 now without thinking about Holdo and her purple hair and how does she seem to have a hairdresser in space? Will Morgan says reading Philip K. Dick makes the Matrix irrelevant. Hey, there you go. Job? What is that? Yeah, hell with that. There's a store near my house that will have a copy. I just don't like supporting them. I would rather drive 30 to 45 minutes to another store. I hear you. Yeah. Highly irritating me that these bad idea books will not be released everywhere. Yeah, it is kind of irritating because it's like, dude, just put them out. Just put them out. Just let us get our dirty little hands on them. Let's get our dirty little hands on them. I'm fully on board. If you didn't see my video about this company, go check it out. Yeah. I did watch it. Yeah. It sounds like they've got some freaking great people coming out to put, like, I think you even said Matt Kent was one of those writers, got some of those books. Man, I'm telling you, they've got a great stable of writers and creators over there for Bad Idea. But like, can you make sure, like, look, get the book into my hands. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Oh, weird. Louis and Wayne, you guys should join my Discord. Yeah, go check it out. Go join his Discord. It's great. Not that I would know. I don't really get on Discord that much. The Widow, Ashley, how are you doing? I hope all is well. Hope all is going well with you. I would, but I don't do Discord. There you go, man. There you go. Matrix is just a ripoff of Ghost in the Shell. Well, god damn, R.C. Scott. Like, you're just trying to make me call you a fucking retard today, aren't you? Look, Matrix is not a ripoff of Ghost. Matrix is a movie based on a lot of things. On technology, really based a lot in philosophy, religion, and things like that. It's based on a lot. I mean, saying it's just based on Ghost in the Shell is, again, R.C. Scott, bro. We've been having some conversations lately, man, and I'm starting to think, man. I'm starting to wonder about you, bro. I'm starting to wonder about you. I'm starting to wonder. Maybe your favorite YouTuber, we all know it's LB, is starting to affect your brain. Because the Matrix is like it's similar, yeah, but look, it draws on so many different philosophical elements, religious elements and aspects. It's got so much that goes into it. It's very well layered, and that's the great thing about the Matrix, is all of those kinds of things. Now, in the sequels, after Revolutions and all that stuff, and what was the Reloaded? Believe me, there is some stuff in there that, yeah, it gets a little campy, it gets a little cheesy. Even me, as a diehard fan I am of the Matrix, I'm completely willing to admit that, absolutely. And I wouldn't say it's a ripoff. It's an homage to so many different things, because it's paying all those things off. It's paying off all these different references to all the pop culture phenomena, if you will. And I thought it was really well done in those movies. And matter of fact, like, it was so big at the time, like, people to this day still kind of replicate some of the things that they were doing there in that movie, and in those films. You know, people still play off that, and it was huge, especially when it came out. But anyway, the like I said, I think The Matrix is good. Like I said, I don't think it's a rip off of it. Like, but I mean, we could take a look at and say that, you know, so many different things are rip offs of other stuff. More so than, to me, it's just like cyberpunk, especially when it comes to like Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that. The Matrix, cyberpunk to me, you even get into like Blade Runner. It's so, they follow so many tropes when it comes to these kinds of things. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, like it's technology, and, you know, it's bad, and just all of this, it's tropey is what it is. And I think that's where a lot of that stuff comes from, because a lot of people say that about a lot of these kinds of books. A lot of I mean, you could, like I said, you could take a look at all kinds of cyberpunk stories and be like, yeah, they're all kind of the same in that way. Just like you could even look at like a lot of stories, like post-apocalyptic tales. What do they all deal with, right? I mean, it's the same kind of stuff. Man ruined the earth and technology took over, and the same kind of thing, which almost kind of fits into the cyberpunk thing too, right? Like, it's kind of, yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. By the way, I didn't say ruined. I said diminished. I said diminished. You used the wrong word. You know what? You're diminishing. What you're doing is you're diminishing my thoughts on what your intelligence level are with shit like that. Don't do it. Oh, man. RC Scott, man. RC Scott, you cracking me up this morning, bro. I think you as high as you must be as high as Lord Veedo this morning. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, man, that's funny. Okay, XR says, Trinity, what do you mean fanfic doesn't ruin Star Wars? It was only Star Wars doesn't ruin Star Wars. There is only from episode 1 to Mandalorian. Fanfiction doesn't ruin. What do you mean fanfiction doesn't ruin Star Wars? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. Because look, here's what you do. When something comes along you don't like The Last Jedi, what you do is you got all these movies like, hey, look, all these movies are good. This one's a piece of shit. I can forget that one. I can enjoy these ones, and that piece of shit, no. I just, right here. Or you can embrace the shit and just kind of be like, hey, look. Like, and here's the thing. Here's the argument, is because that piece of shit, this one that right here that sucks, actually boosts the other ones. It doesn't ruin them. It actually boosts them. Because it's like, okay, this one over here is a piece of shit, and it makes these good ones look even better. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, man. That's funny. Anyway, Rogue Soul, thank you for being here. Says, yeah, Matrix and Gits. What's Gits? Are completely different things. Oh, Ghost in the Shell? Yeah. They're different, yeah. Obi-Wan the homie says, rise and shine, boys and girls. Obi-Wan, dude, look, I know you on the West Coast too, my brother. You sitting there just barely waking up, huh? Sorry. Matrix is pretty good. Yeah, I like the Matrix. I'm into that. I'm into that kind of stuff though. Like I said, hey, if you don't like the Matrix, Reloaded and Revolutions, hey, more power to you. I'm not gonna say you have to like them. I'm just saying I like them. Oh, man. That's like saying Lord of the Rings is the same as Game of Thrones. Let's all beat up RC Scott in the chats. Let's beat him up in the chats. Immortal Biggie Shaq, my brother. Hey, brother. Guys, you gotta go check out Immortal Biggie Shaq, man. You gotta go check out his channel, dude. This dude he cracks me up, dude. You can tell there's a couple things that he absolutely loves. He loves his wrestling. He loves his comic books. And he definitely loves his family. ReeferMan says, steampunk is where it's at. Oh, I don't know. I'm not really into the whole steampunk thing. Like, it's kind of cool for a little while, but yeah, I don't know. Steampunk, yeah. Like, hey, if that's what floats your boat, do it, man. Do it. RC Scott says, if you pay attention during Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indy makes no difference in the outcome of the movie. He peed? What are you talking about, RC Scott? You're cracking me up this morning, man. You cracking me. You lucky you my boy. You lucky you my boy. Oh, the sequels are fan fiction. Oh, man. Here we go. He doesn't. Everything would have happened regardless of Indy's involvement. Yeah. Well, maybe. Maybe. He says, lonely derangement. You funny, RC Scott. But what's your deal with LB? Why don't you like LB? You don't like LB just because he has an opinion that don't agree with you? Come on, man. Come on. He's entitled to his opinions. I know it is because he talks about white people. That white fragility. Oh, man. Anyway, you guys know I'm messing around, man. You know I'm messing around. Nah, you the man, Biggie. You the man, Biggie. Rogue Soul says, did you ever watch the final Neo versus Smith fight next to Goku versus Frieza? They're almost the same fight. One just anime, the other is computer animated. Rogue Soul. Matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that because when I watched the Matrix Revolutions, that was in Revolutions. That's kind of exactly what I thought. Like, I remember Revolutions came out. What was the other movie? That Blade. I think it was Blade Trinity. Isn't that the one where the guy was all after Daywalker and he had the little thing that came out and like, yeah. There was some scenes in there as well as in that final Matrix movie that like I'm sitting there watching, and especially nowadays. Nowadays they absolutely have all the technology, and I cannot wait until one of these days when somebody comes and taps and knocks on my door and taps my brain to get my idea for the Dragon Ball Z movie. Now here's the thing is like there's only like the comic books a little bit different. They got all these different stories they can pick and choose from, these different stories. Look, Dragon Ball Z is one of those things. They've got one storyline. There's nothing different. You know, you got the fan fictions out there, but it's one storyline that you could say about the GT stuff, but like Dragon Ball Z could be a great movie. And in those movies, in the early days, in the early 2000s, they had these movies that shown all this stuff. Like, they have the technology able to make these movies. Look what the Wachowskis did in those Matrix films. Like, like you're saying, I'm sitting there, I watch those fights. I'm like, dude, like, this is Goku and Vegeta, man. This is it. When they're sitting there fighting in Blade, and he picks that fool up, and he's, didn't he pick up Wesley Snipes, and he's smashing him through all those pillars and shit, bam, slamming him around. I'm sitting there like, dude, this is freaking Dragon Ball Z stuff, man. We need a Z movie, but we need it to be made good. Now, the one thing I will say is a lot of people always talk about like Dragon Ball Z, and when they make this movie, now you know what they're gonna do is they're gonna make a mistake, and they're probably gonna cast another white dude like what was his name? You know what I'm talking about? That guy, who's actually he seems like a pretty decent actor. He just got a bad roll of the dice with that shitty movie. Justin Chatwin. They can do a good movie. Now, here's the thing: is like in the manga, I always kind of felt like Goku seemed like he was a white dude anyway. He seemed like he was a white dude, you know, a white dude. Even though like he's from, you know, he's not from Earth, so he could really be any race, right? He's an alien. He's from an alien race. But especially like when they're not Super Saiyan and all that stuff, their eyes are really kind of round and look a little more, I don't know, maybe it's just me. But Vegeta seems like he'd be a little more maybe Asian character. I mean, I don't know, I could be wrong. Are they all Asians? I don't know. But yeah, that first movie they did, it was pretty bad. But man, I'm telling you, they could do it. And here's the other thing. Speaking of white dudes playing Goku, I always kind of thought back in those days, like the early 2000s, Brendan Fraser would have been the perfect person to come in and be Goku. For one, he's a big dude. You know, he's a big dude, got a pretty big frame, and we've seen like in the Mummy movies, he can get pretty yoked. But imagine Brendan Fraser all yoked. He had that way, that same kind of thing that Goku had, where he's very friendly and he could be kind of that tough guy too. You know what I mean? I think he could have done a really good job with that. But yeah, I kind of felt the same way about that Rogue Soul. Steampunk is just one of the many boats that I float. Nice. Will Morgan says Dark City and The Matrix Reloaded are very similar ending fight scenes also. Dude, I haven't seen Dark City in a long time. I'll have to check that one out. I'll have to check that out. And yeah, and I'll check out The Matrix. All right. Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Dark City is such an underrated movie. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. You know what? And I know I'm thinking Darkman all of a sudden in my head though. Vegeta seems like a samurai. He does. Vegeta does seem like a samurai type of dude. Obviously, I mean they do like fighting like, and that's the thing is like they do that like a martial arts style in there, but like they don't really use like the weapons like that. But he does seem like that samurai type of dude. Definitely. I mean, because like I picture like a Jet Li. I picture him like being like Jet Li. You know what I mean? To like Goku's Brendan Fraser. I think it would work. Yeah, he was a great actor, but that movie ruined his career. The Invisible is a good movie. Oh, you're talking about Justin Chatwin? Yeah, dude, like that sucks, dude. That's gotta suck to be that dude to get cast in like the shittiest movie. Like, and you know, and that's the thing. It's not the shittiest movie ever made, but it's definitely one of the shittiest IPs to ever be made. Like, is there a worse movie? Is there a worse licensed product movie than Dragon Ball Evolution? Believe me, there's some real stinkers out there too. Like look, even that Woody Woodpecker movie that came out a couple years ago on Netflix, that movie is actually good. That movie's actually good. It puts Dragon Ball Evolution to shame. Brendan Fraser on Doom Patrol is pretty good. I don't watch Doom Patrol, but I'll have to take your word for that, James Phelps. I'll have to take your word for that. I didn't know he was on that. I don't like LB because he attacks people who have a different. What are you talking about? Are you like 10 minutes behind on the chat here? I'm messing with you. And honestly, like, look, here's the other thing though too. As you know this about me, RC Scott. I don't care what you don't like about him. You're free to not like him. That's good. That's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, that's okay. That's okay. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for today's live stream. In case you missed the beginning of the show, I was talking about some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and I did a few comic book reviews as well. Went over some of the other things I got here, just kind of shooting the breeze with you all, as well as talked a little bit about Anthrax and how I just got this reissued copy of We've Come For You All in the mail. But anyway, guys, I've got to go. I've got to go get my kids ready for school. Go get my workout done this morning. Just took some supplements right before we started the stream, so starting to kind of feel it. I'm gonna go out today and do workout biceps and back, and of course abs. So yeah, looking forward to that. Go out and get my workout. Gonna go out and do some work. Work. I don't know. Like a job, but not like really a job because I'm my own boss, so it's not like a job. It's my pleasure. But anyway, you all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.